we have Adrian O'Dwyer and we have David Gibson and myself, Stanley Hamilton. We're not going to do a weekly promotion of this, but we just thought we'd do a bit of recording for Worlds prep, what our training was and what's happening in Ireland and arm wrestling. So Adrian, if you could quickly, what category are you going into for Worlds?
I'm going to go minus 105, and I'm going to be the one in the team with all the hair. You'll be able to see me a mile away. My weight is bang on. I'm 103.5 at the moment, so I don't have to lose anything. If anything, I need to put it on. And left and right seniors. It's the job.
And you've seen your group already, your category? You have 9 in your group?
Yeah, 9 so far. That'll probably jump up a little bit. But I think, there's probably going to be maximum maybe 12 on left and maybe a few more again on right, because right tends to be a bit more popular. But so far, I know maybe like 3 names on the list, and none of them I've arm wrestled. So it's all going to be new and different. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a few Indians. Like, I didn't know they had Indians of my size, to be honest with you. So that's going to be interesting. And a few from Taiwan and a few South Africans, and I didn't recognize their names. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Like, there's no previous world champions in there, and nobody I even recognized from France last year. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, a few other names will pop into it. They're coming up closer to it.
Yeah, no problem. And a really good chance for you as well. Obviously, no world champions there, but the way you're feeling at the moment, we were down training with you in Kilkenny. David?
Yeah, I feel really good at the moment.
Me, I'm going into the senior grandmasters, so that's for guys over 50 at the minus 78 kilo class. I'm currently 1.9 overweight still, but I'm happy enough with that.
I'm going to stop you. David, senior grandmasters over 60.
Oh, sorry. No, not that age yet. Grandmasters and stand. Sorry, yes.
You're okay.
Over 50. Yeah. But yeah, sitting at just under 80 there this evening, so I'm happy with that. So I'll be probably leaving here on Saturday morning around 79, which I'm quite happy with. That leaves me just 1 kilo to wipe out by Tuesday. So yeah, it should be pretty easy over there with the heat and humidity and everything else. So it should be quite good.
You won't need a sauna. You just have to walk around a bit, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think so. So from what I've been told, and I was looking at the weather over there, it's 31. It's absolutely tipping down with rain and humidity's through the roof. So losing a kilo in weight shouldn't be too hard.
No, that's why I want to put on a bit of weight as well, because I know I'm going to lose a little bit on transit anyway. So
yeah. What have we got? 18 hours traveling between 2 flights and a weight over in Dubai. So you're certainly going to lose weight on that with hours and sleep and everything else. So yeah.
Comfort, David. Again, I'm in your corner, and we helped get 6 kilos off in a week, so I think a couple should be fine.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. I was over with Luke there. My left arm was giving me a bit of trouble, so a bit of acupuncture on it there the night again. So it's feeling really good. So yeah, I'm feeling good anyway.
What you should do is you should get in contact with Connor Sale. He's very good for losing weight before a competition for the World Championships. He's very professional with it. If you need any advice, just call over to him and he'll start you.
Does it involve liquids of any description, or?
It could involve tablets going up places that it shouldn't. It could involve a lot of different things, but he's very knowledgeable on the subject, and he's a consummate professional. So
okay, yeah, I must remember to give him a wee shout then. Yeah, very good. Yes, I think that's enough said in that conversation. But yeah, I think there's about 8 in my class. Absolutely nobody that I recognise from last year in France. There's 2 Japanese, an American.
3 Japanese, maybe, yeah.
3 Japanese, 2 Finnish,
from Finland,
and 1 American, and then myself. So yeah, good for Eddie. So it's getting good interest from around the world, and it's funny. I did see a lot of South Africans in the whole list there. Adrian was saying, and all the rest. So it seems to be good for Eddie from everywhere.
No, definitely. And you sound like you've done a bit of homework running these guys, David. Yeah, have you looked them up?
I wish I hadn't. I looked a few guys up and I said, "Stop, that'll do you," because I'm just a guy of what 3.5, 4 years at arm wrestling. There's a few guys there that's pulling in the class have been 40 years arm wrestling, like, so the experience is there, but that doesn't mean it's on the day and just how you perform and how you approach it. So we'll give it all anyway.
Yeah, and they'll not have me slapping them in the back before they go up there. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be gone for my right arm matches.
Sorry?
You're leaving Friday, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to miss your right arm, but I'll leave a big enough impression on the left arm. I'll leave it a big enough impression in your back, you'll feel it.
Who's going to hit me on Saturday, like?
I'll leave it.
We'll designate that. Yeah.
Maybe Andy Thorne might be still there on the Saturday, so.
Excellent, right? So
yeah, my class is fairly stacked with the 2 world champions from last year, the new European champion, the guy that beat Dan Hanlon, but that gives me a bit of a spur to get these guys to the pad. Then we obviously have a few Malaysian guys in here, a guy from India, a guy from Japan as well. I've never pulled anyone from Japan, so I'm looking forward to it as well. I've done my training, done my rest. I'm good to go, and that brings me on to a bit of training. Adrian,
I'm going to kind of do different programs from like novice, intermediate, and pro, and just like how to cycle your training. I think an awful lot of arm wrestlers tend to, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do what I like doing, and I'm not going to structure it. I'm going to do a few bicep curls, I'm going to do a few wrist curls or whatever. And a lot of them don't put into an actual training program, which they can document and then change from, because it's vital that your program changes every 10 weeks or 12 weeks, because it'll go stale if you keep doing the same thing all the time. So yeah, I was going to do, with the help of yourselves and a few things, we're going to do just how to structure training programs and also exercises for very specific movements. So I think a lot of people get lost on doing too complicated things when it comes to arm wrestling. They're trying to strap bands left, right, and center. Now, I did it myself for years, and I kind of found out what works and kind of what doesn't work. If you overcomplicate things, it becomes pointless. Going back to kind of fundamental basics, definitely for the novices and intermediates, and then slightly modified versions again for pros. And yeah, see how we go from there. Like, I've been working on my own programs now for the past 2 years just to try and get myself ready for these world championships and a couple of other things. And I think they've really, really helped me work on my weaknesses and work on everything that way. So, you know, if I can get a medal out of this, I think it'll kind of show that it's working.
Sorry, programs as well. Are you going to cover any data in that as well? Because obviously you are a big man and you're always under 105, which shocks a lot of people. You're, what are you, 6'5"?
Yeah, like, and I've quite a big back and big shoulders on me, but I carry my weight kind of well. You see, food plan wise, that's a different thing again. Now you're going into a very individualistic thing. With my high jumping, it was the same deal. That really has to be structured per the person, and I don't think I'll necessarily go down the nutrition route just as of yet. When it comes to supplements, the only supplement I take is creatine, and I cycle that. But when it comes to food, I kind of have a seafood diet, really. If I see food, I'll eat it. But I do calorie count, and I know what works for me, and if I need to lose a kilo or two or anything like that. Ever since my match with what's his name from Canada there, why have I forgotten his name? Alan, yeah, of course. Ever since then, I wanted to lose a couple of kilos because I was always walking around about 107, 108. So I needed to lose like 3 kilos before coming down to 105s. But now I want to stay under. I wanted to stay around the 104, 105, so it's easier. Now that I'm down to about 103, I'm thinking like maybe for some other competition, kind of a big competition is coming up, that I could easily jump in under 100 kilos if need be as well, which shouldn't be too difficult. I was competing at minus 100 for 1 or 2 British titles under 100, so they were okay, you know. I've lost a lot of body fat. I've kind of leaned up a lot recently, which is good. I needed to do that. So with my diet, I've just cut maybe about 500 calories a day from my diet, and I started doing cardio a little bit. So
what sort of calories are you on? Obviously it changes when your training days to your off days, but or do you just keep
I'm on about 5,000 a day. Yeah, I know that seems like what the fuck 5, but no, it's like I work in a gym, so I'm constantly running around. I'm lifting things. Like my steps a day are crazy. I'm doing like 25,000 steps a day, and all I'm thinking is I'm just walking around the gym the whole day, you know. But I burn an awful lot from doing that, and obviously from training too. But like I personally, I need probably about 3,500 my body would burn a day without even training. So yeah, that's that's what I'm running on.
Obviously, we were down training with you in Kilkenny, and Davey was very, very impressed. And obviously, he was watching me doing the training that you were showing me, and I was a broken man up the road.
Yeah.
But Davey, give us some of your thoughts on the basic training that we were doing.
Yeah. What I liked about the basic training was, like, as you know, Stan, when we go training, it's generally on the table. We just sort of go arm wrestling, and that's it. What I found about when we went to Adrian's that Sunday was we never even looked at a table for the first hour. We specifically done sets. 1, to warm us up for the table, and 2, to get a routine of building strength within specific movements within arm wrestling. So for me, it was fantastic. Like, Adrian allowed me to video some of the 5 sets, and now I'm gonna hopefully then incorporate that into my routine for heading towards January. But the one thing I was thinking about, Adrian, was the sets. Would you build that into, like, would you break that down and say you wanted to do a wee bit of cardio or squats or something? You know, do like one of the arm movements and then move away and do like squats and then come back to the next arm movement to build it into like a full routine. You know,
yeah, you can, of course. Yeah, you can, because our warm-up routine consists mainly of, you know, warming up. A lot of people don't kind of do that with arm wrestling. They kind of do a little bit on the table. They kind of just roll the wrists a bit, do a little bit of elbow stuff, but they don't actually kind of fully warm up beforehand. And I think that's really vital, especially when doing a heavy table session, because if you're not warmed up properly, that's where you're going to kind of get sore and get these niggles, and it takes a long time for your body to kind of heat up. So I find doing these, like, you can throw squats into the occasion, or into anything. You can throw your deadlifts in. You can throw in a lot of any general exercise is going to kind of heat up your body in general. Like when we were doing the warm up, for instance, when you came down, a lot of it was upper body orientated, because obviously, you know, warming up the chest, shoulders, back, arms, whatever that way, core. But by all means, definitely throw in your squats, throw in your deadlifts, throw in anything that's going to get the heart rate up a little bit.
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is, if say I'm out in the shed doing them routines, so you're basically doing a set within your gym. So instead of just completely burning your arms, shoulders, and that, to break it down, like do some legs and then come back to your arms. So you know, full hour of arms, getting the full workout, plus you're doing core or legs as well, which is probably that as well. So I was interested in that. Was that a good part to bring into your gym routine?
Yeah, by all means, because, you know, no strength is a weakness, and it's vital that you're building every part of your body too, and you're warming up every part of your body too. A lot of, especially the super heavyweight arm wrestlers, they tend to do an awful lot more leg and core routines as well, because they're not afraid of kind of building too much bulkage, and doing your squats and your deadlift is great for your natural testosterone building too. So they're, by all means, throw them into your routine as well. They're all vital going forward.
Very good. Yep. Very impressed that day anyway. And the warm up nearly knackered me and Stan.
I do like the grip and slip is really good. You know, I find that exercise very good. 30-second hold, 30-second work, all those kind of things. You know, they're fundamental basics of arm wrestling, and a lot of people don't pull enough in straps in training as well. I think that's really vital, because the way I structure it now, when we get onto the table after we do our weights warm up and everything, we'll do the 30-second slip, 30-second grip, and we generally do 3 or 4 minutes of that. So you're getting a minute on each person, and then you're on the 30-second hold where you're holding center while the other guy is trying to pin you, and vice versa. Again, 3 to 4 minutes, and then straight into straps.
Yeah,
you know, especially at a pro and even a high novice level, chances are in novice section maybe 5 out of 10 times you're going to go into a strap, especially if you're dealing with 2 top rollers. And in the pro section, probably 8 out of 10 times it's going to go to strap.
Yeah.
And that's really vital. And learning how to pull in the strap and how to work your arm rather than just your hand and wrist, that's really important. And that should be trained. Like personally now, I do at least 70% of my training sessions are in straps now. I hated straps when I started arm wrestling. I couldn't be dealing with it because I didn't train it. But now that I train it, I prefer it almost.
Okay, very good.
The only wee thing I was before, just on last year's Worlds, I was trying to pick your guys' brains on what's your best or worst memory of last Worlds, just to lighten the mood a wee bit.
Well, that was a bad competition for me. I didn't pull left arm because it was sore, and I pulled right arm and it didn't go well. Again, a couple of elbow fouls and bad losses. Best memory of it probably was Connor Sale missing weight. That was good fun. That was funny. And probably the worst part of it was just having a bad competition, probably. Yeah, it just didn't go well for me. But all in all, it was a great trip, you know. Got to stay in France for nigh on a week, and it was good crack. It was a good competition. I enjoyed it, but just pity it didn't go well for me personally. And you?
Myself, well, apart from the medals, which were awesome, I'm running Davey around the car park in a bin liner so he could lose weight. I think
Hilarious.
The best bit was when we had a blowout with the whole team. We sort of met up with Paul Maiden. He was sipping away at half pints, and we got him on to full pints. And next thing we're in the bar about 3 hours later, and we're up shouting, singing "Stand Up for the Ulstermen."
Yeah.
He's going, "No, not Ulstermen, not Ulstermen." And then obviously I'm at the door trying to get in, and Rob's going, "No, the door's open. Just push through the door." And he goes, "No, this door's not open. Come out and get me." So he's about 8 doors down. He comes out and goes, "I told you at the wrong door." All the doors look the same in my defense.
That reminds me, one of my other fun parts of the trip was carrying Craig Sanders home after many a drink, and trying to get him up to his bedroom, realizing that his key doesn't work, having to leave him in the hallway. Went down, get a new key, came back up. He was fast asleep in the hallway. He then proceeded to try and attack me as to why I came into his room, even though he was still out in the hallway. And I threw him into the bed and walked out. Yeah, that was a good time as well. He's a funny drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Davey, you don't want to add anything, or are you okay?
No, listen, probably one of the bonuses for us was getting our dad to look after us, Dan Earthquake, who looked after us and cooked for us and made sure we were in the right places at the right times. So he was very good at that. So yeah, no. Just watching you win on the medal, the worst moment was realizing that you've lost the gold. That was a bad moment. But yeah, no, overall, a brilliant experience. A real good bunch of lads that went over, and we had some crack. It was mighty.
You were on A-side final, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, remind me there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
He'll be there. He'll be there next week as well. So I'll get it on a crack at him.
Yeah, get your revenge on him. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, my right arm's feeling really good. My left arm's a wee bit injured. I've been to Luke as well. He's a local guy here that sticks needles in you, and then he puts an electrode on the needle. So it on the
therapy.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with your left? What's injured?
It's just the brachialysis, so I just can't get enough back pressure without pain. But I'll probably I'll strap it up with a bit of tape and stuff, and hopefully that'll hold.
Are you allowed?
Well, I seen recently at Golden Bear, I seen quite a few people strapped up on their brachialysis. I'll ask the question before, obviously. So
when I was